Good morning, guys. How are you? We are on our way to church. It's just Oz and I. Ed had to go in a different vehicle because we are hopefully going to pick up the crib today. It's in Brianna's attic, and we're going to bring it over and put it up. This is not going to be a super exciting VEDA. Not that any of them have been, and most of them have just been me either crying or chit-chatting, and hopefully no tears in this one. Hopefully it's all chit-chat. I was just going to tell you guys that I am in a better headspace today, which again comes and goes. I also wanted to give you a body shot, which you won't get right this second, but you'll get before the day is over. And yeah, yesterday was not a good day, and that's not true. Yesterday was a great day, but I started out not so good, and I was very emotional. And 2 different times, and this is after I made that video, I had someone approach me about, and they both know that I'm pregnant. Someone approached me about looking good, and the first lady, I kind of rolled my eyes, and she was like, "No, seriously, you look good." And then she was like, "I mean, especially for being pregnant, you look great." And it hurt my feelings so bad. And again, I knew what she meant. I know she didn't mean anything ugly by it. And actually, that's not even the way she said it, because the way I just said it was nicer than the way she said it. But I know she didn't mean anything by it. But still, my feelings were hurt. Well, then later, and I didn't have a great feeling day yesterday. I didn't just feel super awesome. And we went to that pageant for my niece, and I picked up Cammie. And when we'd come out, she didn't win, which, by the way, she was devastated. And bless her heart, I didn't think that she was going to win, not because she wasn't beautiful, but because this category was 4 to 5, but you had to turn 5 by August 1st. So there was all these ginormous girls in this pageant, and so the girls that won were huge. And so there was one girl that was 6, had just turned 6. Again, I know they have to have those age limits and brackets. I don't care, I'm not a pageant person, but you can't compare the sweet, beautiful, adorable, little innocent angel face that Charlie Kate has to a 6-year-old. There's no comparison there. So it just depends on what the judges are looking for. Had they been judges who wanted a younger group, a younger look, then maybe that's what they have gone for. But the whole court was kind of bigger. Not the whole court, but the majority of the court was bigger girls. And even there was only like 3 really big girls in it, and they all got placed. And the other 2 places were girls who actually really stood out and acted big. Anyways, but not only has this is like Charlie Kate's 4th pageant, and not only has she won something in all of them, she got queen. So I think that was a little devastating for her. But anyways, and she is a beautiful little girl. Of course, I'm not a huge pageant person, so I was telling her yesterday how smart and wonderful and awesome she was, and that she didn't need that to define her worth. But anyways, I might be a little obsessed with that. Okay, so I was going somewhere there. Oh, so we came out of the pageant, and I'm making this face, and my dad was like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Nothing." He goes, "Well, you sure look pregnant today." And again, my dad means nothing by that, and that should be a compliment, and I know that it is, but I'd already been told that I looked good even though I was fat, and I didn't really need to hear that from my dad also. So he just kept being like, "Well, you just look good, and you just look pregnant. You just look really pregnant today." And again, I know he didn't mean anything by it, but it totally hurt my feelings. But this is what turned it around. When I got to Brianna's house yesterday morning to pick up Cammie, I had this moment. I just made this video with you guys, and I had this moment when I was in her house, and she says to me, "Where did that shirt come from?" And I started crying, and I was like, "I know, none of my clothes fit. I look horrible. I'm right in between being pregnant and fat and blah, blah, blah." And she goes, "No, I think you look adorable. I just didn't remember that shirt." And, okay, so that happened. Well, yesterday afternoon, Brianna, Cammie, and Cash came to the house. We worked on the kids' room, which I'm starting to feel better about, because they're going to have a his side and a her side. Our house is only 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, but the rooms themselves are actually quite large. So I forced Cash to ride with me yesterday. He didn't want to ride with me. He wanted to ride with his mom because she has the Hamilton CD, and we're all obsessed with it right now. And I had gotten her that for her birthday. But I was like, "Ride with me so I can ask you awkward questions, and it can be uncomfortable for you," which he hates, but he'll do because he loves me. So we got in the car, and he was like, "What was wrong with you this morning? Did the DVD stop?" No. buddy, I don't even know what I was crying about. I was like, you know, I'm pregnant, I'm just emotional. And he goes, yeah, I kind of thought that. And then he said, and you were crying about something like, sorry, there was a mosquito, crying about something about that in the house. And I was like, yeah, I was like, I don't feel good, and I feel, you know, I'm just pregnant, and I just feel big, and then I was like, and I am big, and I know that. I'm like, but you know, 2 people today, and he says to me, I told you I wasn't gonna cry. I'm sorry, 2 people were mean to you today. He said, it was really ugly. And I said, well, they didn't mean to be mean. And I said, and they're right, I am big. And I said, and I am also pregnant. He goes, well, you're big, but you're not fat, and you're also pregnant. And he is just turned 12 last week. And he said, I think that you look good. Of course, again, I know he's 12, and I know that he's trying to make me feel better, but it worked. And he was like, and you can't help it. And I went, well, I can help some of it. I was like, I've made some not good food choices. I said, I know that I'm pregnant. I said, right now it's not I said, I need to make healthy choices for the baby. I said, but right now it's something, you know, it is what it is, and it's something I just, you know, I'm gonna have to wait and work on after the baby gets here. But I said all that to say, we have to be careful, because our littles hear us. And I know that he's not little, and I know he's a boy, but Cammy was there, and she is 7. And at the end of the day, as much as I wanted to be pregnant, and as much as that was my goal, and to have 2 pregnancies is beyond a blessing, and I know that. So no matter what size I am, at the end of the day, I wanted to be not only a mom, but a good mom, and a good, healthy role model mom, and not just for myself and my kids, but for the other kids I'm around as well. So I just say all that to say, they're listening, and I need to be careful what comes out of my mouth and what I put in my mouth. You just got to be careful. I don't want anybody to ever feel defined by their size. That does not define who you are. And I know for a lot of us, for a long time, that's how we defined ourselves. I didn't necessarily, that was not how I defined myself completely, but there was a part of me who was the big girl, and always had been. And when I wasn't, I lost myself a little bit. And it was weird, and nobody knew who I was anymore, and I kind of lost my identity. And I've talked about that before, and how weird that was. And now that I've chunked back up, you know, people recognize me again, and they know who I am, and they know they had this weight loss surgery, and so I feel like they're constantly judging. And you know, people have said this to me multiple times. They didn't realize how big I was till I wasn't that big anymore. Or they just didn't remember that I was that big and that I had never had a need for weight loss surgery. So when they see me now, I wonder what they're thinking now. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It's your body, your life. And even though most of us are here for the same goal, which was weight loss, no matter how you came upon it or are trying to be successful at it, at the end of the day, it doesn't define who you are. This world is so much more and so much bigger than that. And there's so much more things there's so many more things that are more important than whether or not I lost or gained. Now, I know this is coming from someone who is unhappy with their body and their size and their weight gain at this moment. But in all honesty, I need to keep that in the forefront of my mind. And if I lose 50 pounds, I want that to still be the truth that I uphold and I stand by. Again, I know that's not what my channel has always been pretty well weight focused or pregnancy focused. But at the end of the day, my size does not define who I am. And, you know, I just keep thinking things like, this world is not my home. And I know there's a lot of you who don't agree with that, and who you don't want me to be preaching at them today. And so I'm not going to. But there's bigger and higher things and more important things than whether or not I gain 10 pounds. So, and here's here's the deal. I can be upset about that. I can be disappointed in that. I can vent that here. But I don't need to be spreading that negativity around to other people. I don't want my children to hear that. I don't want Bree's kids to hear that. I want to be a beacon of hope and light and love and spread that around. I don't want them to ever think that I'm not thankful and grateful for the life and the body that I have been given. And I don't ever want them to hear me say that I can't do something because of my size. And I want them to see me make good choices and put healthy things in my body and move my body. Those are all super huge important things. And I just thought it was really important for me to share that with you guys today. Because I know that I've just been kind of crazy basket case. And not that I'm not a little still, but it's just important, I think, that we realize we're so much more than a number on the scale, and that it's fine to have ups and downs. I'm not saying you shouldn't ever be disappointed in yourself, because that's going to happen. But we need to pick ourselves back up again. And ultimately, I want the kids to see me always striving to be a better person, to be a better me. I want them to be the same. Anyways, that's my little Sunday spiel there for you. And I'm going to try to attach a body shot at the end of this video. And I love you. And I have not read any comments, so I don't even know if, who knows, I might have got 5 thumbs down. I haven't been on... checked my email or anything, but I love you and thank you for always sticking around and always being supportive and always just loving me. I appreciate it. I would be lost without you. Happy Sunday.